Hi, I'm Keith Varnum, and very often in my life I'm asked, how do I create a miracle? I've had the good fortune in my life to have experienced quite a few miracles. Shifts, changes, healings outside the box, outside of our expectation, outside of what people imagine is possible. Sometimes I've done these things, or at least it appears that I've done these miracles, or I've witnessed someone else, one of my teachers or someone else, performing a healing or a miracle. And I've often wondered, how did it happen? Why did it occur? Why does it occur in this case but not in that case? Why can I create big shifts in money but not in love? In my health but not in my connection with spirit? I started inquiring when I had the first biggest miracle of my life, and that was when I was 19. I was a filmmaker and I went blind. And in fact, right now I'm starting to make videos again, and this is the first time that I've ever made a film or videos since I went blind when I was 19. I went blind. Western doctors couldn't help me. No one could diagnose it or treat it. So what I needed to do was make a lot of changes in my life. And within 2 months, I got my eyesight back. And really, ever since, I've been asking, how did I do that? How did that happen? And recently, I've had the clarity to go back through my life and ask the question, if I knew in my knowing, if I knew, what are the common elements that are present in most healings? What are the common circumstances in which miracles tend to happen more often? And what I've discovered, looking past through my whole life and the hundreds, if not thousands, of miracles that I've experienced, is asking myself, what's the common thread running through it all? What's the river of magic running through every miracle? And what I've seen is that it isn't always possible, at least for me, to create a miracle on the spot at will. There's so many factors involved. But what I have found is possible, very possible, and very empowering, is that we can all create the environment, the atmosphere, the attitude, the circumstances, the conditions in which miracles are 1,000 times more likely to occur. It's possible for us to create the conditions and the atmosphere in which it's really 1,000,000 times more probable that a miracle will occur. And in fact, if you continue to create these conditions and live in the miracle space, the space of magic, and live in that space and become comfortable with it and make it your home base, your bottom line, the place where you come from all day, every day, then it becomes inevitable that you will experience miracles. Because after all, what are miracles? Miracles are anything that happens beyond our expectation, outside of our past experience, outside of our current paradigm or belief system. And that's the first step to creating these conditions, to realize that to create a miracle or allow a miracle to occur, or to create the atmosphere in which it's more likely for a miracle to occur, it's usually very helpful to act outside the box. Now notice I say act outside the box. Perform, do something outside the box, outside your old belief system, outside your comfort zone, outside what you think is possible. Not just think about it, not just believe it, but actually do something that's outside the box. So where in your life, right now, you might take a moment, you can close your eyes if you want or not when I ask these questions. We'll just take a few little mini journeys, shamanic journeys, soul journeys, intuitive journeys. So allowing your heart to guide you, allowing your intuition to direct you. Where in your life right now could you allow your vision and your actions to be more outrageous, outside the rage? Where could you allow your life to become more expansive, more adventuresome, more fun? Where could you become more courageous? And just let go. Ask that question, if I knew, and let go. and just allow whatever comes to come. Now, in the questions I ask today, you may or may not get clear answers right away. The answers may come later in the day. They might come in dreams at night. They might come tomorrow. They might come in movies or overheard conversations or on the radio or songs. Realize if you pay attention, particularly the next 3 or 4 days, every question that we ask in our heart of the universe, the answers will come. The universe always responds. The universe always answers our questions. And these answers come often symbolically. They come as metaphors. They come as experiences. They come as images, pictures, sensations. There are the signs and synchronicities that come to us in life that answer the questions of our heart. So the second thing that you can do that really allows more magic to happen in your life, create intentional magic, so to create the intention to have magic occur, is to relax your grip. And that's relaxing your grip on your belief system, your paradigm, holding it all together, thinking you have to hold your feelings down, hold your focus, control your mind, all of that feeling of needing to control, gripping hard, holding everything together. Not only your body, but your emotions and your point of view. So just relaxing that whole project of feeling that you have to grip your belief system and focus your focus really strongly, and just instead let that go. Relax your grip. So you could start with relaxing your grip on your body. See where you're holding your body. Anywhere that feels tight or stiff. Go through your body and relax your grip anywhere that you're holding. We don't need to know what we're holding on to. Just let it go. And then notice if you're holding on to any emotions or feelings, or any conversation you've had earlier today, or holding on to some other idea or thought or belief. Anywhere where you feel stress or tension, you're usually holding on to something. So just move through. And where are you willing right now to let go, to relax your grip on what you think is possible? Not just in general, but what you think is possible for you. Sometimes we feel, oh, someone else can do it, or they're gifted, or they're lucky, or they're spiritual, so they can do these things. They can do miracles. But where could you let go of your ideas of what limitations you have? Where could you relax your grip? On the field of dreams, the field of possibility for yourself, and allow that field of possibility, magic, to expand for yourself. Where could you relax your grip on what you think you need to do, what you think you need to do to survive, to thrive, and to create healing or miracles? Just ask that question and let it go. And then allow in the next 3 or 4 days the universe to send you a response, to guide you to the answers. The next thing you can do is, which is really very active, it's not passive, is you can withdraw, choose. Go to your heart, go to your center, however you go to your power center, and choose to withdraw, to pull back, to withdraw your energy field, mind, body, spirit, your chakras, your whole energy field. Choose to withdraw your energy field from the energy field of the collective mass consciousness. It's actually an act of will. And it's something that you might end up doing 2 or 3, 4 times a day when you feel yourself getting affected emotionally or physically by the people around you, or by the news, or by an organization, or some old belief. Notice you're being affected by something outside yourself. And you can just say, go to your center, take a deep breath. Go to your center, go to your heart, and say, okay, in loving respect and gratefulness for my parents, for my society, for my culture, for everything outside myself, I now withdraw my energy field, my life force, from the collective mass consciousness, the collective mass consciousness of beliefs, the collective paradigm, the collective limits of what's possible and not possible. I now withdraw my energy from that field. And when you withdraw your energy field from the tribal collective, what the tribe thinks is possible and right and wrong and good and bad, when you withdraw your spirit, call your spirit back, when you reclaim your power that you've given away to other people, to beliefs, to organizations, to a whole paradigm, a whole culture, when you pull that back, when you withdraw your energy field from the energy field of the tribal collective conscious mass awareness, you become free. You become free to create anything you want, including magic, including miracles. You are free then to create outside the box, outside the cultural paradigm, outside what your society thinks and feels is possible. So take a moment and you can make that decision that wherever it will serve you, wherever it will serve me, I now withdraw my energy field from the collective mass consciousness. And just let go and know that it will happen. The other thing you can do is to begin to experience, as much as you can, everything in life as energy. And see if you can take that from a concept, a philosophy, and a belief into your everyday experience. Make it real. So one way to do that is to connect with quantum physics. Quantum physics is, since we were born and bred, most of us, in Western civilization, science has a lot of credibility. A lot of our beliefs, gravity and so on, about what's possible to create, about miracles and what you can shift and what you can't shift and when, where, and how, are dictated by scientific belief and research. So one thing that's very helpful is to look at the current research in quantum physics and realize that quantum physics now is coming up with the same conclusions about the basic nature of reality that all of spirituality has always been telling us. That the essence of what we think is solid physical matter is actually energy. It spends some of its time, electrons spend some of their time as solid particles, but they spend a lot of their time as free-flowing energy. And your body is actually just your physical body, if you can feel this, is actually just the densest part of your energy field. It's the densest part, and we call that the physical body. That's where the energy is more tightly entangled. And then as your energy field becomes less dense, we call that the subtle body, the light body, the etheric body, the aura. It goes by many names. But that's who we are, is this energy field, part of which is very tightly packed. That's the physical body, and then the more fluid, the more expanded part of our energy field is our energy body, or whatever term you like to call it. So the more you can experience yourself as an energy field, as a field of energy, the more fluid and flexible you become. I find that water is a really helpful metaphor for this, because when water is very tightly packed, very dense, very contracted, it becomes ice. And ice is very rigid, and it's brittle. And it has to crack, if you can even crack it. And sometimes it gets so thick and hard that you can't even crack it. And then along comes the sun, the inner sun, our solar plexus, the inner sun, our soul, source, heart. And the heart, the inner sun, warms this ice cold heart, this hardened body, this hardened reality. And it begins to melt it. It begins to melt the rigid world that we think is solid and inflexible. And as your love and your appreciation and your acceptance starts irradiating out from you your world, your own body, and your world becomes more fluid, more flexible. It melts in the presence of grace, in the presence of love, acceptance, play. And that moves us to the next element that is almost always present in creating magic, and that is play. To play with the innocence of a child. Jesus said, when you become innocent as a child, or become ye innocent like a child, and you will enter the kingdom of heaven. And what I feel Jesus meant by that, and all the great teachers who have used a child as a metaphor, as an example, is that innocence is to choose to become innocent of rigid beliefs, limitations, expectations, agenda. It's a choice. This is called chosen innocence. We're born with natural innocence where a child is open to whatever, and then the child is conditioned, programmed, and develops limitations, perceptual filters. And so this is choosing to go back to being open, a blank slate, to have open mind, open spirit, open heart. And your world becomes very flexible then. Everything becomes possible. So right now, where in your life are you seeing something perhaps that looks inflexible, rigid? Like this is the way it is. This is the way I am. This is the way my body is. This is the way this person is. So right now, could you allow yourself to go into your center and connect with your inner child, your playful, open inner child? And could you allow yourself to connect and view and feel those parts of your life with more expansive openness, with more innocent? Choose to be free of your past experience. It's actually a choice. And as you do that and see where you can do it, and as you do it more and more, you'll see those parts of your life begin to change and shift and become more harmonious and become easier. And as you see that, you'll begin to approach everything in life with the innocence and openness of that inner child. And miracles and magic then are 1,000 times more likely to occur. Another thing you can do is to become more truthful. And I like to use the word accurate instead of truth, because truth has a lot of connotations in it. So the word I like to use is to become more accurate about your life. Because the more accurate you are about the situations you want to shift or change, whether it's your love life or your finances or your health or your connection to spirit or career, when you become more accurate about how you're seeing it, how it feels, it's easier to change it, because then you're dealing with what's really so. At least you're dealing with what's closer to the truth, to what's more accurate, to what's actually going on in reality. This is what Excalibur is about in the Camelot story. Excalibur is the sword of truth. And Excalibur, it was the only innocent child that could pull Excalibur out of the stone and wield the power of truth. And what Excalibur does, the sword of truth, is it cuts away the illusion. It cuts away the myths. It cuts away the beliefs. It cuts away all those things that we think are so, and cuts it down to what's really going on. It cuts through the veils, the perceptual filters we have that prevent us from seeing what's really going on. And the more you can see what's really going on, the more you're feeling, and then what's really going on, you're dealing with what's so, it's much easier to shift it and change it. Especially when you approach it with the playfulness, creativity, and innocence of a child. So finally, it's helpful to also build your energy field so that you feel strong enough, you feel grounded and centered and connected enough to make changes, to allow a shift, to allow something to happen outside your comfort zone, outside what you imagine, outside what you expect. That kind of rocks our world when that happens. So the more you can feel grounded, centered, connected to spirit, to God, to nature, to yourself, to other people, to the earth, the more you can build your energy, your chi, your life force, the easier it is going to be for you to allow the outer things of life to change and shift in new and different and unexpected ways. And that's what magic is. So where right now, you could close your eyes or not, but allowing your heart to guide you, allowing your intuition to direct you, just let whatever comes up, come up. Where could you allow yourself to reclaim your power? Where could you take back your spirit from some person, place, or thing where you've given away your power, you've given away your authority, you've given away your spirit? Where could you allow that spirit, that power to come back? And allow yourself, as you view these things and invite your spirit to come back to you, allow yourself to actually feel the tingling, the energy, the flow, the heat, the electricity of energy coming back into you, into your solar plexus, into your heart, however you experience it. Allow that energy to flow back into you. Allow it to come home so you can be strong and whole. And you can be a wizard and you can start changing your life. You can also take a look at what activities allow your heart to guide you, your intuition to open you to what activities in your life right now feed you, fuel you, fill you up with energy. What are the life-giving activities in your life as opposed to the activities that drain your energy? What are the activities that are in alignment with your soul, that are in alignment with your passion? Those are the ones that give you energy. You can also take a look at what people and activities and people and groups and organizations nurture you with energy, are energy giving. The shaman have a wonderful approach to this, and they call it choosing to be accessible or available, open to. Choosing to be accessible to those people, places, and things and activities that are energy giving, that are nurturing you, that are right for you, that are harmonious for you. And then you can also choose within to be unavailable, inaccessible to those people, places, and things and activities that no longer serve you, that no longer nurture you, that are not aligned with you, that are not harmonious. And this is really an inner decision. It's still very loving because it's not loving to allow your energy to be drained. It's not mutual. It's not serving you or the other person. So it's simply making the decision that I'm going to allow myself to be open and accessible and available to those people, places, things, activities that are truly spiritually correct for me, aligned, right, harmonious. And everyone benefits from that. And those are the only kind of relationships that are sustainable, that are lasting, that are permanent, are ones that are mutual, and a mutual exchange of energy between you and other people. So you can make that decision right now. And as you begin to be nurtured and only be involved in activities and people and organizations that serve you and beliefs that nurture you, that give you energy, that give you power, you'll have more power, you'll have more centeredness, you'll have more clarity to allow healing, allowing shifts, and allowing miracles.